Hey, welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero lesson. And today I'll be talking about power chords. Okay, so you may have heard the term power chord before and thought, what the hell is that? Well, basically a power chord is the most essential chord you'll need to learn if you want to be able to play rock, pop, metal, and a wide variety of genres. Now you may have heard at the start of the video, I played a couple of songs using power chords, but I will guarantee you that almost 98% of rock and metal music, even pop, utilize a power chord somewhere. So it is so essential for beginning guitarists to learn how to play power chords and learn how to utilize them properly. I'll just quickly get the boring stuff out of the way. Musical theory. What is a power chord in musical terms? It's basically the root note of the chord and the fifth. And that is it. 2 notes is all you need to be able to play the power chord. Now, you can extend the power chord a bit further when playing on guitar and add the octave to it. So you're playing 3 notes, but the 2 is all you really need to know. Now, typically, power chords sound a lot better on electric guitar when they have distortion and high gain. So that's why it's used in rock so much. You can play it on acoustic guitar. But acoustic guitar is generally, catered more towards open strings and utilizing more than just two notes. Okay, so how do we play a power chord? Very simple. Let's use a G power chord as an example. All right. So the index finger. This is always going to be the root note of our power chord. All right. So let's go to the G note on the top string, 3rd fret. That's the first note. Now, the second note of the power chord is always going to be the next string up. So the A string, in this instance, 2 frets down. 1, 2. That's your 5th note. Alright? Power chord done. It's that simple. Now, that shape and rule applies to anywhere on the top 3 strings. Now, you can pick somewhere on the D string even. Okay, that's my root note. Next string down, 2 frets up. There's a power chord. Alright? It's that simple. Now, what sets the power chords apart from each other are their root notes, okay? The note that you're playing with your index finger. So if you wanted to play a C power chord, for example, you'd find a C note, let's say on this top string, there's the C on an 8th fret. Go next string down. 2 frets up, that shape, and there's your power chord. So again, as I mentioned before, that power chord shape is so versatile. It can be played anywhere. Now, you can't just play it anywhere in any song though. There are rules and keys that you have to stick to, but that shape can be used anywhere and it's still considered a power chord. So what's the best way to practice power chords? Well, for beginners, it's going to be pretty tough to be stretching that far down at the low notes and low frets. So what I recommend is you start practicing the power chords up at like the 10th fret. Alright, so you get your index finger on the 10th fret, next string down, you go to the 12th fret, 2 frets up, use your ring finger, push that down, and to practice chords, now a lot of beginners, they'll just hit a chord and they won't know what they're doing wrong, right? They'll be like, oh, why is this chord sounding so shitty? Now you got to hit each individual note. Make sure each of the notes are ringing out and then hit them together once you're satisfied. Okay? So for instance, with this power chord, I'll hit that top note individually. Yeah, it's ringing out. I'll hit the next note individually. Yep, that's ringing out okay. Now I'll play the chord as a whole. There you go. Sounds great. Alright? So you can just practice playing that chord, practice the individual notes, and then just sort of work your way down until you're comfortable stretching out at the 1st and 3rd fret. Now, once you've mastered that and you want to extend that power chord a bit more, you add another dimension to it by putting your pinky in there and the octave, okay? So our first rule was root note, you use your index finger. The next note will be with your ring finger on the string down, 2 frets up. Now this octave is going to be played with your pinky finger the next string down on the same fret that your ring finger is on. Alright? And that is the full power chord. So you have a root note, a fifth, and an octave. Same thing as before. If you want to practice that, which I highly recommend you do, you hit each note individually. Yep, that's ringing out. Yep, that's ringing out. Yep, that's ringing out. Play it all together. Alright? You gotta make sure all the parts work first before you can be sure that the whole thing's gonna work. Alright? Once you master power chords, playing Blink-182, Green Day songs, any rock songs that you hear on the radio is going to be so easy for you. Now I'll just show you a quick power chord riff so you can just apply what you've learnt. Now this song's called Wild Thing and you're probably well aware of it, but we'll play this in the key of G. So we're going to do, our first power chord is going to be a G power chord, so 3rd fret for the index, next string down, 2 frets up, there's your power chord. And then we hit that twice. So the next chord in this riff is a C power chord. Now all we need to do is move all our fingers down one string. So our index finger is on the 3rd fret of the A string. Next, and a ring finger is on the next string down, 2 frets up. Typical for a power chord. And we hit that twice as well. And then we move 2 frets up to a D power chord. And then we move back down to the C power chord. Alright, and that is the riff. And altogether it sounds like this. Now that's just the tip of the iceberg for what power chords can do, but so many songs utilize them and they're an essential part of modern music today. Power chords are also essential to know if you want to be able to play bar chords, because bar chords on guitar have power chords inbuilt into them. So if you can't play the power chord, there is no chance you're going to be able to play a bar chord. Anyway, that's a quick overview of power chords and how to play them. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be doing another video next week on how to play bar chords, which is the next step beyond the power chord. See you next time.